right, man. Welcome to another episode of the Phin Outta Football Show. I am your host with the most, B Herbo, and I got my brother from another mother, Rod Man, in the mother effing building. We are back. We are back. We are back, and we're better than ever for this week 12 recap. Rod Man,
Bruh.
I see that the hat is on,
The
and
hat is on.
if
Yes,
the hat
sir.
is on, what does that mean?
When the hat is on, that means the Dolphins have been cooking.
Dolphins
Cooking,
cooked.
cooking.
Dolphins were Guy Ferretti. Dolphins were fucking Bobby Flay. The Dolphins were on Iron Chef. The Dolphins had the big knife out. The Dolphins had the thing that you fold the motherfucking pizza with. The Dolphins had the oven. The Dolphins had the apron. The Dolphins had it all. And what they served today was a nice, humble Patriot pie. Patriot fans,
Delicious.
there is levels to this, and you are not on that first level. You are in the basement. You are basement dwellers. Bill Belichick needs to be arrested for the roster that he left that poor black man Gerard Mayo with. This
Unbelievable, man.
team is bad, and you guys dominated a bad team because that's what you're supposed to do. And Rob,
Facts.
I have a lot of thoughts. But before we get to the thoughts, man, we gotta do one thing, man. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe, man. We're trying to get these subscribers up, man.
Yes,
And
sir. Keep them
on the
coming.
docket for this episode, man. Obviously, we're going Dolphins heavy. It's going to be Dolphins, Dolphins, Dolphins. Normally, we do Dolphins. We talk about some other things, but week 11 was an incredible week. Week 12 was an okay week, right? So I'm going to use that time, and I want to use that time with you to really go in on the Dolphins, lean in on the Dolphins, because
Flesh it out, yeah.
flesh it out, and there's an opportunity for you guys to talk, possibly make the playoffs, which I laughed about 3 weeks ago when you proposed it, but there is a possibility. So I want to give the Dolphins that opportunity. I want us to give the Dolphins the opportunity to bask in what could ultimately be one of the greatest turnarounds in Dolphins history if they're able to pull this off and make the goddamn playoffs, man.
Comeback season.
So
Comeback season, my boy. Yes, sir.
comeback season is real, man. So, Rod, take me through your Sunday afternoon because you guys dominated a former foe, a former formidable foe in the New England Patriots. It got ugly, and it got ugly fast. So take me through it, brother.
So I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, Herbie, and I'm actually gonna start by talking about the opponent, right? Because we spoke on beating the Patriots. Herbie, I gotta tell you, man, despite how we dominated the Patriots, because the final score makes the game look a lot closer than it really was. Because when you really think about it, the Patriots only really scored in the fourth quarter. One of their plays came on a busted coverage on the defense to Austin Hooper, and then the other came off a fumble. God, Herbie, Skylar Thompson, like my guy, you're the relief pitcher. Like all you got to do is hand the ball off and kill the clock, and then you can't even get the exchange right with Jalen Wright, man. That leads to a fumble that Christian Gonzalez runs back. I mean, those are really the two negatives of the game, Herbie. But I want to start with the Patriots, Herbie, because I do want to make note. And listen, the Patriots are a franchise I despise. They are a franchise that own the division literally a majority of my fucking life. So to see the Patriots in the position that they're in, to see them be the cellar dweller, the basement dweller of the division is kind of, I don't know, like, it's what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. I'll come to it later. But I do want to make note that Drake May, and this is just my honest opinion, like no matter how much I hate the Jets, the Patriots, the Bills, I want to be as objective as I can, despite them being division rivals that I want to see fail. But I will say, Herbie, I do think Drake May, they have something there. They have they have their future quarterback, because Drake May, for what it's worth, listen, he couldn't really do shit today because the defense has been on fire. Herbie, the Dolphins have quietly had a top 10 defense all season long. Coming into the day, we were ninth in rushing, 10th in the pass. So, Drake May was going up against a top 10 defense with a bottom five offense, and you saw what that looked like, right? But I do want to say that if I am a Patriots fan, like obviously this is a season that you weren't really banking on doing too much anyway.
Right. I'm sorry, bruh.
What?
Listen, I appreciate you cooking. Man, kick them niggas back in, man. Fuck all
No,
this Drake
no,
name
no, no,
you
no,
got the
no.
future. Kick they back in.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I just wanted to make no. I just wanted to keep it real. I just wanted to keep it real. Trust me, it's
Hey,
coming
all right, feel
because
you right. You right. My
it's
bad,
coming.
dog.
It's
My
coming.
bad.
It's
My
coming.
bad,
It's coming.
chef.
I
My bad,
got you.
chef.
I got
My
you. I
bad,
see you. I
chef.
see you. You hungry for it. You hungry
I'm
for it. Don't worry. It's
hungry
coming.
for it, dog. Kick they back in, nigga. Put the motherfucking Timberlands on they spine, dog. But my bad, chef. My bad. Go ahead and
Nah,
cook.
bro.
Cook it up. Cook it up, dog.
Nah, but I'm
Cook it
basically.
up.
But listen, that's basically where the flowers for the Patriots stop. Is just the fact that hey, you got a quarterback for the future. As of right now, you niggas trash. I love it, bro. Listen, man. Listen, Tua for his career, Herbie, is 7-0 against the Patriots. He is a Patriot killer. He is going for John Elway's record of being 10-0 against the Patriots. Obviously, he's a division foe. There are going to be the Patriots at some point are going to steal one off of us down the line in the future. But Tua has been a Patriot killer. I wish that could translate to the Bills. But Herbie, today's game, outside of the two little, mishaps that happened towards the end of the game was 31-0 going into the fourth quarter, right? The Dolphins today were able to do pretty much whatever they wanted, Herbie. We weren't able to run the ball well like we have most of the season, but we didn't need to because Tua and the offense. And I gotta say something, Herbie. I don't know if this is hyperbole, but I feel pretty confident about this. I think this
Say
is
it.
the best.
Say it. Say
Herbie,
it.
this is the best 5-game stretch of Tua's career that I've seen. Like
He
Tua,
said it. He said
Herbie,
it. He
Herbie,
said
Tua.
it.
Oh, I'm about to go harder. Herbie, Tua's
Go
playing like an
harder.
elite.
Go harder.
Herbie, Tua is playing
Don't
like
you
an
do it.
elite quarterback.
Oh my
He's playing
God.
like an elite quarterback. He's playing like an elite quarterback.
Let's
He's
go.
playing like an elite.
Yeah.
People want to hate on him. He's playing like Herbie. The numbers show it. The stats show it. The eye test shows it. Like Tua looks like the best that he's looked ever in his career. And I'm talking about the whole 5-game stretch. People are gonna come and they're gonna say, "Oh man, all they could do is look good against bad teams." He looked good against the Cardinals, playoff team. We almost beat the Bills, a top 5 defense, playoff team. The Patriots defense, while they're not what they've been, have always been a solid defense. Bro, Herbie, we did whatever we wanted. Herbie, we put the Patriots in every position you could ask, Herbie. Missionary, we bent them over. We were hitting that shit from the side. We
Oh.
fucking dumpster diving in that motherfucker.
Oh.
Fucking, I'm talking.
Off the top
I'm
rope?
talking off the top rope, bro.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
we had that booty up, eating it from the bike,
Tooted and
man.
booted?
Tooted and booted,
Oh,
Herbie.
shit.
Herbie, we did it. Hey, Herbie, we gave it to the Patriots every which way for 3. Herbie, in the second quarter alone, we scored 21, 24 points. Herbie, Tua was surgical. Jalen Waddle fucking finally had his game of the season. He always seems to kick ass in the division games, especially against the Patriots and the Jets. Herbie, Jonnu Smith, hey, my dog, hey, yeah, blood off the dresser, boy. Fucking swanton bomb in that hole, man. You know what I'm saying? But dog, like Herbie, listen, I know the Patriots are a team that's they're a bad team, right? But look at what happened to the Texans today, who I'm gonna get to in my red zone thoughts. Like the Texans went up against a lesser division rival and let them steal a game. They fell to the trap game. The Patriots were a trap game, Herbie, and the Dolphins stomped out the trap. Like there was no mishap. And the thing I love about seeing the Dolphins during this stretch of play, in particular during the 3-game win streak, Herbie, people got to understand it. Even dating back to when Tua came back in the 2 games we lost, coming into today, the offense is scoring on 60% of their drives. They are converting on 60% of the third downs, which would eclipse the highest rate in the league, which is the Chiefs, who are doing it at like 52, 53%. Like, this offense has been a machine. This offense has been a buzzsaw. Even when we went up against the good teams, they didn't have an answer. Their defenses didn't have an answer for this offense. It's their offenses that came through. So, Herbie, with the way that the Dolphins have been playing, with the way we looked, not just against the Patriots, but how we've looked since Tua's been back, averaging 28 points a game, fucking being surgical, attacking all parts of the field. Jonnu Smith being the revelation that he's been. Herbie, as a Dolphin fan, like, listen, when I proposed that the Dolphins could go on a run, Herbie, I was just, it was literally just hope. I didn't know. But now that Tua has returned, you can make the argument, Herbie. Listen, every quarterback is important to their team. But Herbie, damn, like, you want to talk about the different, like, the Dolphins look like a team that they looked as bad as the Patriots. They looked as bad as the Jags. They looked as bad as the Giants without Tua. And now Tua has come back, and the Dolphins look like they should have been competing for the division all season long. And listen, Herbie, I'm super excited for this Thursday game in Green Bay. Listen, history, and I'm talking history for the franchise, not just with this group. History for the franchise dictates that we suck playing in the cold. Even when Marino was the quarterback, if you go back, you watch those games, he didn't always play well. The Dolphins teams didn't always play well. Like, the Dolphins have historically not been good in December and January, especially when we have to go in the cold. We have a chance to rectify that going up against a good Packers team on Thursday, which I'll get into a little bit of that later. But I wanna see some of your thoughts too, Herbie, because I know what I've been watching, man. It's been beautiful. Oh, and I do want to say one more thing before, because I've been meaning to give him his props. Chop Robinson, Herbie. Chop Robinson, man. Look at my dog, man.
Rob, relax, man. We it's a Dolphins day, baby. You gonna get all your, we gonna get them all, man.
You right. Go ahead, my dog.
You got the hat on. The hat is on.
The hat is on.
You know what the hat is on. The hat is on, man. But
big facts.
I have a couple thoughts as well. Thought number one. I said it on the intro and I said it on the beginning, but I really mean this. Go put wherever you got to go, wherever he is. If that motherfucker's in NFL films or he's with his fucking girlfriend that's 50 years younger than him, get some handcuffs, put that shit on the back of motherfucking Bill Belichick's head, and throw that nigga in the fucking county jail. All right? This man put together one of the worst offenses I've ever seen, bro. Like, this shit is...
Herbie, the standout player is Demario Douglas. Who's that? Who's that? Herbie, who is Demario Douglas, bro? Who is that?
But this is not a Patriots. This ain't a Patriots podcast. But I just needed to say that, bro, because if Drake May was not on this team, bro, them niggas would have no wins, bro. Like, for real. But my real thought, and this is going to be super controversial, but it has to be said, dog. And there's two ways I could approach this. One way is the funny way, and one way is the serious way that nobody is going to understand except for people who have been watching every single game and every single drive and every single possession that the Dolphins have been having since Tua has been back. The serious point is this. You can make the argument that Tua is the MVP of the NFL, dog. The difference from him not being on this team and him being on this team is one of the starkest difference I've ever seen. Cooper Rush has put up 27 points a day. Like, is Cooper Rush as good as Dak Prescott? Not on his best day. The best Cooper Rush performance would be an average Dak Prescott performance, but we still put up 27 points. Skylar Thompson doesn't even know how to write 27 points, dog. Like, he doesn't even know what it looks like. Like, that's where you guys are coming from. So when I say that Tua should be in the running for MVP, if we are holding it to what it means, most valuable player, he has to be in the running. Or just throw the fucking whole thing away.
You know what, Herbie?
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off. I just want to make this quick point. Tua, and to what you're saying, the previous 2 years under Mike McDaniel, Tua to start the season was in MVP odds. Last season, he was basically in the MVP odds all the way up until we played the Ravens, and then he was basically out. It was him and Tyreek. But you can make the case that this, if he hadn't got a hurt, Herbie, the way he's playing right now, this might have been the MVP season for him, Herbie. Because we're in such a deep hole, it's hard to say. But Herbie, if the Dolphins climb out of this hole, I mean,
listen, we're at the point where it's so far gone when it comes to conversations around Tua that nobody knows how to properly rate him, right? But based off of what I'm seeing, and you know me, I'm not gonna say I'm a critic or anything like that, but I'll say, nah, chill, and I'll be like, yeah, he's really good, But if you put him in this situation, how would he look? Fuck all of that. There is no argument that you can make since this man has returned that he has not been playing like a top 5 quarterback.
Easily.
Easily. There's no
Easily.
argument that you can make against that. How many people are routinely throwing for 3 touchdowns a game? He had 4 today. He's throwing for 300 yards in a season where all of these guys are getting by with 220 and 230 tops.
Herbie, he has 11 touchdowns and 1 pick since he's been back. Like, that's elite. Herbie, those are elite numbers, man. Like with averaging 250 yards per game, Herbie, with being 60% scoring on touchdown drives and 60% on third down. That's elite.
And you can't make the argument that Tyreek is making him better. Obviously, Tyreek being on the field makes everybody better, but that's not even his number one target. Jonnu Smith had 11 targets today. Tyreek Smith has 6. So it ain't like he's like letting Tyreek Hill and he's eating off of his production because he's married to Tyreek Hill. No, bruh.
Nope.
Like, no. So it is incredible to see how transformative this man has been for the Miami Dolphins on this run. Now, the other point I wanted to make, which is funny, fucked up, funny, really fucked up, but funny, kind of like horrible, but hilarious. And I'm going to make it right now. Right, and I have to ask you a question.
What's up, bro?
Did this last CTE turn Tua into a football savant? Like, did he just hit his head and now he's a savant or something, dog? Like, seriously, actually, you know that's how it happens. You just hit your head and become a genius. So, like man, this podcast is never getting off the ground, man. Ever.
Hey, listen, Herbie. You know what I think it is? When you think about the journey that Tua has taken since, coming out of college hurt, being drafted by us, the whole Flores debacle, his first couple years with McDaniels and the concussions. Last season, Tua kind of played with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, right? He gained some weight. He took jiu-jitsu so he could play healthy for the whole year. In a weird way, it's kind of like coming into the season that, like with Tua, there's always going to be that cloud of, man, what happens when he gets hurt, eventually? What happens when he gets a concussion or he hurts this or hurts that? I think him getting hurt in that Bills game early on, getting a concussion, coming back, getting that shit out the way, to me, just from how I'm looking at him, Herbie, he looks freer than he's been the entire time he's been. Like, he's playing.
Yeah, bro. He's Cuban.
With
he's
freedom.
Cuban to it, bro. He's Cuban to it, dog.
You see that hair?
Nah,
you see
that nigga. Yeah, that boy. He a Homestead heavy. Yeah, I know where he at.
That boy be playing
Cuban.
dominoes with the poppies and Little Havana, dog.
Dominoes and Little Havana with the poppies for sure. With the button down with hair on his chest, bro. He's straight Cuban up. Tua. Cuban Tua is a different cat altogether.
Vice City Tua, man.
GTA Vice City Tua, dog. For real. I said, this nigga got gold hair. Oh yeah, he at Club Live on a Sunday for sure. Yeah, he different. This ain't the nigga. This ain't the nigga from Hawaii that I'm used to, bro. No. Right now, does this make it even harder? Because a lot of the conversation around him getting his last concussion was he should retire. Now he's playing so good that I don't even know how to have the conversation, because it's like, who wants to have that conversation? Like it's always in the back of your head, to the point where you hear announcers saying, "Oh no," when he's taking off to run.
Yes. Everybody sees it. Tua gives people anxiety, Herbie. Tua gives people anxiety because he's like a mini car crash. Like you're just like, whenever he takes off the run and you see he's about to get hit, you close your eyes, Herbie, because you don't know. Like with him, it's unpredictable. You know what I mean? Like that game against the Bills, who would have ever guessed him trying to truck a DB would send his ass to the fucking locker room to you know what I'm saying? Like take him out the game. You know what I mean? So yeah, with Tua, you always have that air of just like, damn, like what if, like, and listen, I know, I said that for his health, it would be good for him to retire, But I could never, ever, ever tell a man or be angry with a man because listen, as men,
So
we understand like it's all
are
about your
you
purpose, dog.
conflicted? I'm gonna ask you out the gate. Are you conflicted?
No, no, I'm not
Okay.
conflicted. Just because I don't agree with you, listen, I don't even want to say I don't agree with you pursuing your dream because I would never want to tell a man not to do what he loves. It's just I'm just thinking about the other factors. But nigga, you a grown ass man. It's your life. You got paid. And let me tell you something, Herbie. The injury was the only reason I was concerned about him getting paid. And he wasn't even playing this good before he got paid. And I'm thinking about guys like Trevor Lawrence, Herbie, who got money, and I'm wondering how Jags fans feel about paying that. You know what I mean? Like how do you feel? How do Giants fans feel about paying extending Daniel Jones just to make him the scout team safety, Herbie? To the point to where Daniel Jones got to the point to where he was like, bruh, y'all are sizing me so much. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like Daniel Jones was just like, wait, I get that y'all don't want me to be the starting quarterback. I can't even be the
Oh
backup. I can't even be
God.
the third string. I gotta be the
Oh
scout
my
team.
God.
Herbie, not even the scout team quarterback. I gotta be the scout team safety. Herbie. Hey, we paid a guy that we worry about his health, but we're not worried about how he plays. Oh
Oh.
man. Oh man. That's
Oh, all right, man. So, how do you feel about this team going forward, right? And the reason why I ask you this is because I'm trying to set you up for the inevitable question, which is, do you think you guys have a shot to make the playoffs? Because as it stands right now, you guys are outside looking in. You're on the bubble. You're the 8th team on a 17 playoff situation, bro. So, how do you feel about that?
Herbie, looking looking at the landscape of the AFC, and not even just the landscape of the AFC, just looking at the Dolphins schedule moving forward, right? Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up on my end while I'm talking. But when you look at the opponents that we play, and I know the opponents off the top of my hand, I just don't know the order. Like we get the Packers, we get the Texans, and the Packers look good today. They dominated a 49ers team that they dominated a 49ers team that didn't have Brock Purdy. But you look at the schedule for the Dolphins moving forward, right? We get the Packers this Thursday coming up, which is going to be a super tough game, a game in the cold, but it's an out of conference game. So obviously you don't want to lose that game because we really don't have a lot of room for error, but it won't count too much against us in the standings. Then we get the Jets, after, then we get the Texans, then we get the Niners at home, then we're at the Browns and at the Jets to close the season out. Herbie, I feel pretty good about us sweeping the Jets and beating the Browns. I feel good about us beating the Niners, even if they have Brock Purdy. And obviously, the Texans and the Packers. I have a point about the Texans I'm going to make later on in the podcast. But Herbie, to answer your question, I think the Dolphins have a very, very, very real possibility of making the playoffs, Herbie. Like I don't really think it's something that's completely out of the question. The only thing that really outside of them controlling their own destiny, we just need a lot of things to fall in our favor. We need other teams to kind of fall out. We need Denver to lose. We got to make sure the Colts are a team that continues to lose because they have the tiebreaker over us. So when it comes to the Dolphins, we kind of need outside help. Like we need a couple other teams to falter but to ensure that we can get in. But as long as we take care of business, Herbie, like I could see the Dolphins dropping just one game to close out the season. Like I could see this Dolphins team finishing 10-7. Like I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna run the table. I think at some point we're gonna stub our toe because this is the NFL. The Texans lost to the Titans today. The Commanders lost to the Cowboys, and those are division games. The Steelers lost to the Browns. Like in the NFL, sometimes you think you got a game and you don't. You know what I mean? But when I look at the Dolphins playoff outlook, we based on the schedule we have, there isn't a single team on our schedule that I look at and I say, like, damn, it's gonna be we could lose. You could lose to any of these teams. But there's no team I'm afraid of, right? Like, especially the way I saw we played the Bills, who are one of the best teams in the league, and we lost to them on a bad penalty in a 61-yard field goal. So when I look at the basically the landscape of how the AFC is looking, the Dolphins have a strong. I think the Dolphins have a really good shot to to get that 7 seed. We just need a team like Denver, who's looking pretty damn good. We need a team like them to kind of fall off, and once they can fall off a little bit, we can swoop in, and we just got to take care of business.
So right now, what I got right now is the actual playoff picture, man, and I just wanted to go through it just a little bit to just give a visualization to what you're saying, add context to what you're saying, right? So we got the 4 division leaders right now, man. Kansas City obviously is going to make the playoffs. Number 2, the Bills. Number 3 seed currently, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then the 4th seed, which is the Texans, bro. And now, this is where it gets tricky. 5, 6, and 7. Chargers, Ravens, Broncos. And then the Dolphins on the bubble at 5 and 6. So, Chargers are at a 90% probability to make the playoffs. Ravens are 95. Broncos are 75%. And then you got the Dolphins at a 14%. The math nerds are not saying it's looking good for you, my boy.
Nah, I mean, yeah, you see it.
You got that hat on, Rod. Fuck what the nerds say, man.
Fuck the analytics, dog.
Man, fuck the analytics, man. So basically, all jokes aside, though, bro, y'all got to get a lead on the Broncos, bro. But how are y'all going to be able to do it?
Listen, the only way to get a lead on the Broncos, we need somebody else like Herbie. I was rooting hard for the Raiders today. The Raiders were giving.
It's rough, man. When you got to root for Antonio Pierce, man, Gardner Minshew. That's a sad state to be in, man.
You can't put your faith in them boys, man. You
definitely can't, bro. They're going to break your heart every single time, dog. You feel me?
Man. But actually, you know what? Let me look up the Broncos schedule right now. Let me see who they play because I kind of want to, because they are the Dolphins' primary competition right now. And you know what, Herbie? I know it might sound crazy, but I wouldn't count out the Bengals just yet, dog. Even though it's highly unlikely that the Bengals might be able to, they can run the table, man. I've seen them do it, bro. I've seen them run the table before, so I'm not.
All right, so I got you right now. I beat you to it, bro. Broncos got Jameis Winston. They got Anthony Richardson. They got Justin Herbert. They got Joe Burrow, and then they got Kansas City. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 games. You can make the argument that they should win 3 out of the 5 games that they play. And if they win 3 out of the 5 games that they play, that is going to put them at what? 10 and 7?
10 and 7, yeah.
10 and 7. And then I don't even know how to do the tie breaks and all of that shit, honestly.
Well, yeah, you have to know all the conference record shit and all that. That's why. That's part of the reason why the analytics say the Dolphins are at 14. Like, I'm pretty sure both the Dolphins and the Broncos finished 10 and 7. I think as of right now they have a better conference record, so the Broncos will get in. So, we kind of just need the Broncos to kind of melt down. Like, we need them to choke. We need them to choke away the 7th spot. Because as long as they maintain it, and look at the schedule they have. Like, yeah, they'll probably drop a game here and there, but Herbie, they got the Browns, they get the Colts. They got teams that they should beat, and then they get the Bengals. Like, I basically got to pray the Bengals and Chiefs take care of them, and the Chiefs might not even have anything to play for, Herbie. Like, the Chiefs might sit their starters at the end of the, at that final game of the season, depending on how the home field advantage is kind of looking. So, yeah, man, it's that for me. The Dolphins, first of all, they gotta take care of business. That's number one. But for us to make the playoffs, Herbie, I'm looking at the Broncos. Like, the Broncos are our main competition, and we gotta hope a team like the Colts doesn't get hot. Right, that's why I look at the Colts-Broncos game and I think to myself, like, damn, like, who the fuck do I want to lose that?
Did you watch that game? Talk about can the Colts get hot? You know what's hot? The ground after the fucking football keeps hitting it the way Anthony Richardson be missing niggas, bro. That's the only thing hot, I didn't watch. Yeah, bro. Like, listen, y'all know me, man. I don't try to throw. I try to show the young bull grace. He had a great game last week. Everybody was like, "You see, this is who he is, And he came right back to earth, bro. Under 50% again, bro. Anthony 50 Cent Richardson, dog, because he only completes 50% of his passes, dog. That's who he is, bro. That's who he is, bro.
That's who he is.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game, bro. Literally, you have to. You're gonna be the biggest Bronco hater that you've ever been in your life for the next 5 weeks, basically.
Pretty much. Like, I have to hate on them. I have to hate on them like I hate on the damn Bills or the Jets, bro. Like, I have to do some Haitian voodoo on these niggas, dog. Like, I gotta poke Bo Nix's fucking voodoo doll, dog. or something to the defense or something, man. And they look good. And Herbie, they look good. I'm gonna get to them later during my red zone thoughts, but they look good, man.
All right, man. So how about we do this, man? Let's just go ahead and address what is week 12 as a whole, bro. So, what was your biggest takeaways from week 12, my guy?
For non-Dolphins, right? Non-Dolphins.
Non-Dolphins, right? And matter of fact, and I don't want you to give your red zone observations. Just what from week 12 was like something that surprised you or you didn't see coming, and you're like, oh, you feel me? Well, that was interesting.
Your former team, Herbie, upsetting the Commanders. Cooper Rush having one of those games, bro. Cooper Rush, NFC East showdown.
I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be honest, man. I have to be honest.
What's up, bro?
I'm still a fan, bro, and it hurts, dog. It hurts. Like, how could I be a fan of fucking losers, dog? They still got me,
Herbie.
bro.
Herbie, you know what I realized? We trauma bond with these teams, Herbie. These teams are part of our trauma because they've given us trauma, so we keep going back. It's just an abusive, toxic relationship. That's
okay,
what it
so
is.
I'll give it up, right? You feel me? I'm watching game on YouTube TV. If you have YouTube TV, then you know that you can watch two games at the same time. You feel me? You can just click on each one to get the audio for the one that you prefer to have the audio from. So this week, the two games that they had, Dolphins, Patriots, Cowboys, and Redskins. Dolphins, Patriots, nigga, that shit was done by the first. That shit was done when they kicked the ball off. So it was over. It wasn't even no point in paying attention to it. You feel me?
Right.
Other than we have a podcast to do. The other game was the Cowboys and the Redskins. And when they scored that touchdown to go up 20-9, I was mortified. You want to know why I was mortified, Rod? You want to know why?
What's up?
Because I did this. I said, yes. And then I said, what the fuck was that? The fuck was that? Why did I do that?
You couldn't hold it back.
And then
you couldn't hold back.
I couldn't hold it back. For some reason, for some odd reason, I still have a piece of love in my heart for them bum-ass niggas, man. What does that say about me? That means I'm a bum-ass nigga too? Because I'm a bum-ass nigga by association. But still having love for them dudes, bruh. You ever know when you see a girl with a nigga that's a loser and you ask her and you like, yo, what do you see in this guy? And she says, you don't know him like I do. The dumbest shit a bitch could tell you. That's what I got to tell people when they ask me, bro, why are you a fan of the Cowboys? Because I got to say, bro, you don't know him like I do, dog. I don't.
You don't know him like I do.
I don't. And if you've been with us for a long time, anybody who's watching, this is classic Phin Outta water. This is Couch Bros NFL show shit. Me talking about the Cowboys. I don't talk about these niggas, bro. But Rod opened the door, and I just have to be honest and give you guys what happened to me today. When I did that fist pump, dog, I was so disappointed in myself, dog. I was so disappointed in myself, dog. I couldn't believe it. They don't deserve it. These niggas got their ass kicked last week, and they went and they went to do a music video. Like the ultimate lose.
Wasn't there reports of like CD and somebody going to the strip club?
It was CD Lamb, bro. It was CD Lamb, and it was Bum Boy 1 and Bum Boy 2. CD Lamb and Trayvon Diggs. After they got their asses kicked by the Eagles last week, embarrassed. These niggas went and did a music video. Was in a music video after losing. Like, I can't rock with these dudes, Brian. I still did this.
Trauma. Trauma.
I'm so mad, bruh.
Trauma.
Let me get to the comments, man. Let me get to the comments, dog. Hold up. All right, man, Tony, but Herb, the Cowboys are like that pussy you know stink, but it's still good pussy. You just can't leave it alone. This is the problem. It don't stink. It tastes like water. It just has 5 kids. It's unemployed. It's on fucking welfare. Like,
And high
that's the
maintenance.
problem. And it's high maintenance. And the bitch want a Birkin bag. Like, no, that's what it is. And and from the homeboy in your blood, man. A wise man once said, he a fan, he a fan, he a fan. You got, bruh, I am a freaky
Bruh.
ass nigga. I am a 69 god, bruh. Because I have to be. I have to be. I have to be a sick Diddy ass motherfucker to do this. I can't let go of them bum ass dudes, bruh. I can't let
Herbie,
them
man.
go. All the
They
shit
got a
that they done to
hold on
me.
you, my boy. They got that hold on you, dog.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen,
man.
hey Herbie. The one thing I learned, and listen, Herbie, this is a real life lessons. Whatever you let into your heart, let it be a woman, let it be a coworker, a friend, or whatever. Whatever you let into your heart, Herbie, it's hard to let it go. Whatever
Why
you
are
let
we
in,
like this? We
it's hard to let it
deserve
go.
better. We
do.
deserve better, dog. Like, why are we like this? They don't deserve us. They don't
No.
deserve us. They don't
And
deserve
we
us.
still and we
Bruh.
still behind. We stand behind them, dog. We hold them down.
Dog,
For what?
I'm watching the Dolphins, bruh, and I'm like, man, that's a team that want to be great. You feel me? Tua came back. They showing you they want to be something, bruh. And I got my niggas over here throwing it up, trying to be trying to be rap stars, dog. You're a football player. Nigga, Jerry Rice would roll over in his grave if he went to a nigga, what? Michael Irvin would roll over in his grave if he got his ass kicked and heard that niggas was going to be in a fucking music video, dog.
Crazy.
So I'm so conflicted. I still hate the Redskins. I still hate the Eagles. I laughed seeing the Giants got their ass kicked today, bruh. Like, that NFC East bullshit is still in me, dog. But man, bruh, I'm really gonna need the Men in Black shit, bro, to just flash this shit out of me, dog. Like,
You need Agent K and Agent J to just show up at the crib.
Bruh, please, dog. Show up at the crib.
Man.
Flash this shit out of me, dog. All right, man. Any more takeaways that you got from week 12 before we get to your red zones observation? Or do you want to just go ahead and do red zones observation?
Yeah, you know what? Let me get to the red zone observation.
Oh,
That's
I say
basically
my apologies. We do have something that we do have to talk about, bro. How could I forget? We already kicked the back end on one of your AFC rivals, dog. It's time to kick the back end on another one because
just a fucking mess.
The New York Jets disaster continues.
Glorious, Herbie. It's glorious.
Right.
I love it, dog.
This is one of the funniest things ever.
I love it.
The New York Jets are so bad. And it gets worse and it gets more embarrassing by the fucking day. How could all of this have happened? How could all of this have happened? Like, this is crazy.
Herbie, to be honest with you, like, this is the vision of a nightmare season. Like, Jets fan, and this is why I'm saying this is a nightmare season for Jets fans, because you see, Jets fans have been in a space that they have gotten accustomed to. The Jets are used to being in the dumpster. Jets fans are used to struggling and not having expectations and watching their team stink and watching their team, might steal a game from a division rival here and there. But Herbie, this season, they came in, really since last season, right? They had expectations. Aaron Rodgers blows his Achilles. Zach Wilson. Listen, Zach Wilson took all that heat, Herbie. Everybody was giving him shit. He's a bust. We want A-Rod back. So, Herbie, this season, they got A-Rod back. And what do you know? Trash.
They
Basura.
scored less points with Aaron Rodgers than they did with Zach Wilson. To this
They have a
point
worse
in the
record,
season.
bro.
They have a worse record with Aaron Rodgers than they did with Zach Wilson. Here's the funniest thing about it. Everything we should have known last year. This big fucking doofus is running around with an American flag, and in 4 plays, he's holding his knee in a fetal position. We should have known this was going to be a disaster. We got the ending of the movie last season. We
Mm-hmm.
got the ending. We saw what happened. They put the end of the movie at the beginning of the movie. So if you want to just
Mm-hmm.
stick around and watch the whole movie, that's on you. I'm with it because I
Yeah.
love watching a train wreck. This is a
Yes.
train wreck.
Of
This
epic
is
proportions.
of epic proportions. And it is hilarious because it couldn't have happened to a guy that deserves it more than Aaron Rodgers.
You know what,
All
Herbie?
the
And
Go ahead,
no,
go ahead, go ahead.
no, I just want to say because of what you were saying, I'm gonna let you cook. But I just love the fact that Aaron Rodgers had the audacity, had the air. He wanted to have the ending that Brady did. He wanted to have the ending that Peyton did. Like he wanted to go to another franchise, win a Super Bowl, and ride off into the sunset as the legend that he's always gonna be. He's gonna be a legend for all of football history. But Herbie, we're we're not gonna forget this. Like this is a stain on his resume. Like because here's the thing, Herbie. Yeah, you got four MVPs, but you only won one Super Bowl, and that was what in 2010. So this is a what have you done for me lately kind of league. And Aaron Rodgers, outside of being a great player, he hasn't really lived up to what a great player is supposed to do. And he's not alone in that. There's tons of them.
That
But a
happens.
guy with his talent was supposed to win more Super Bowls. A guy with his talent was supposed to get to more Super Bowls. And people could say that, oh, he never had a defense and all that. And there were some years where, yeah, if a team drops 45 on you, I get it. But Herbie, that wasn't the case all the time. He had his opportunities. He had his opportunities against a fucking 49ers team that had Jimmy G, who at one point threw 8 passes in the championship game. He had his chances against Tom Brady in a second half where Brady threw 3 interceptions. Like, and he could have made the go-to play to actually win the game. Instead, they settled for a field goal. Like, Herbie, Aaron Rodgers, an all-time great quarterback, he has had opportunities to change his legacy. And this opportunity that he chose to take, and here's what's worse. He decided he wanted to come to the Jets, and now after a disastrous 2 years, he wants to leave. And then, like, who are you gonna go to, Aaron? Like, this has exposed who you are. It's like when you meet that fine,
Wait,
pretty
wait, wait,
girl.
wait, wait,
Go
wait,
ahead, go
wait.
ahead.
Because there might be people that might not know all of the
Ah,
context, and I'll shape the story for you. But before we do this, we have a request, Rod, and the request is from our man Tony P. Man, there's nothing more serendipitous than seeing
whew.
the Jets with a more trash record with A-Rod than Zach Wilson. Fuck them Jets. Say it with me, Rod.
Fuck
Fuck
them
them
Jets.
Jets.
Yeah,
This is
fuck the
beautiful.
Jets.
This is
Yes,
beautiful. So,
I
if
love
you
it.
are somebody that's not familiar and you're not always on ESPN or Fox Sports or FS1 and you're just not super glued in with the Jets, because why would you? They're a bottom dwelling franchise as well. But there are reports that two things are happening. One, Aaron Rodgers might get benched for the rest of the season because they ain't trying to pay this nigga if he gets hurt. Two, everybody sees the writing on the wall that this marriage is over. And like Rod was saying, Aaron Rodgers is already seeing his exit. He's already trying to plan his exit strategy as far as where he can go. He still wants to play. And this is coming from Diana Rossini. Diana Rossini is a really, really good reporter. She might not always be right, but she is informed. And that's one thing I know about her, watching her, listening to her, and reading her articles and who she's plugged in with. And the other thing that was reported is that Woody Johnson was trying to bench this nigga 3 weeks ago.
Herbie, is Woody Johnson the new worst owner in football? Like,
No, because I have to give Woody Johnson grace. Like, what do you want this man to do? His team has been ass for so long. Bro. Like, you gotta put your foot down at some point and say, yo, what is going on? Problem is, you hiring the niggas that continue
and
to
paying
make
him.
you
Yeah.
ass and paying them. And again, on paper, this is supposed to be at minimum a 8-win team. Minimum. That them winning 8 games this season would have been a disappointment. So this is beyond that.
Far beyond.
You got Will McDonald, you got Garrett Wilson, you have Brees Hall, you have Balin whatever Braylon whatever, right? The running
Braylon
back.
Edwards, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Braylon Edwards. You have plenty of people. You have Devontae Adams. You have Alan Lazard. Because, Aaron Rodgers thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread, apparently. But you got him too. Shit, fuck it.
Hell,
So,
you even got Nathaniel Hackett in the building,
man, you
playing
got Nathaniel Hackett. How you losing
Shoot.
with Nathaniel Hackett, dog?
shooting
How you
dice
do
in the
that?
hallways and shit.
How you do
The
that?
building.
How you losing
my
with big,
God.
big Nathaniel, nigga? Nathaniel hot dog, nigga. Nathan's hot dog. How you losing with big Nathan? You
Hot
found
Nate,
a way.
man.
Hot Nate. You found a way to lose with Hot Nate. This is what happens when somebody is playing football because they're bored and they thought that their talent could carry them like it has in the past. The same talent that got this man 4 MVPs. Nobody's taking away what he's done in this NFL, what he's done in this league. But like you said, he thought he was Brady. Ha! Like, he thought he was Brady. And this is blown up in his face like he's the one who planted the C4 and detonated it, dog. This is so funny. And it couldn't have happened to a funnier franchise than the Jets. I'm starting to feel sorry for the Jets, dog. Like, Fireman Ed deserved better than this, man.
All those years of dedication for what?
All those years, man.
for what? Dog?
For what? To see a butt fumble? To see this? Come on, man.
Herbie,
This
honestly,
is funny.
This has to be, in the past 20 years, the worst situation the Jets have been in, given the fact that this is even worse than the Favre situation. Because you know why? Brett Favre only came for 1 year, Herbie, but at least the Jets were competing for the division until the very end. The final game of the season came down. The division winner came down to the Dolphins and the Jets in that season. So yeah, Brett Favre might have equaled the amount of touchdowns to picks he threw that season. Sure. But at the very least, the Jets were in the playoff race. Like, the Jets had a chance. And you could argue Aaron Rodgers is a greater quarterback than Brett Favre, even though they have the same amount of Super Bowls. But you could argue Aaron Rodgers was greater. And look at what he's given you. Herbie, this couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Because Aaron Rodgers had this air about him. And here's the thing, Herbie. The one thing I've learned in life is that if you want to plant the grow, you also have to water it, right? And instead of, like, when Tom Brady went to the Bucs, that shit was during COVID. Tom Brady made it a point to collect, these niggas were getting kicked out of fucking high schools, bro. These niggas were getting kicked out of the park because Tom Brady was so addicted. He was so obsessed with winning. He brought the proper attitude with him to Tampa Bay. He brought a culture with him to Tampa Bay. Tom Brady brought cachet with him to Tampa Bay. Aaron Rodgers, you want to know what he brought? He brought what a bad bitch gonna bring a regular nigga. A headache, dog. That's what he did. Like, Aaron Rodgers just brought a headache to a franchise that was looking to be saved. They say don't save her, she don't want to be saved. But the Jets wanted to be saved. The Jets wanted to be saved.
They wanted to be saved.
But they got the wrong hero, man. What they got, they thought they was getting an upstanding man, but what they got is a deadbeat, Herbie. That's what they got. They got a deadbeat. They got a guy who doesn't really love the game like he once did, man. You can't love the game like you once did, playing like the way he's been playing. You can't love the game like you did skipping out on mini camps and going to fucking Egypt and doing fucking doing podcasts with Pat McAfee every week. Like, my guy, you're a fucking football player. A franchise is paying you to actually get results, and what do? You just can't help but being Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he's the star of the show. Everybody has to know what he's thinking. No, we don't care. We stopped caring because you're not great anymore. So it's just like, Herbie, for me, Herbie, listen, I'm relishing in this, dog. I'm relishing in this, man.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I felt that in my heart, dog. And I'm not I ain't even Aaron, bro. Like, you put a steak knife through this nigga, man. God damn, kid.
Bro, Herbie, you know what it is, dog? You get tired of seeing a guy who he has, like, Aaron Rodgers, for as intelligent of a person he is, the guy has no self-awareness, Herbie, and he doesn't care about other people. He's a fucking narcissist. Like, Aaron Rodgers is a narcissist. Aaron Rodgers is all about himself, and he brought that. The Jets franchise, the fans, the players, the owner, bro. The fact that the owner wanted to bench this nigga, that tells you everything. That means the owner is sick of him. The
Nah,
owner
that's
is sick of
facts.
him, dog. He's
And
he,
and
he's
and
sick of
and,
that.
and before we before we go ahead and move on with this one, right? I just want to go ahead and reiterate what you're saying on that part, right? Bum. After a September loss to the Denver Broncos, dropped the team to 2-2. This is how far back it goes. 2-2. They were still in it. A frustrated Woody Johnson called a meeting with high-ranking team officials and coaches in which he suggested benching four-time MVP. Unsurprisingly, those in the room were stunned. Johnson ultimately walked back the suggestion. He fired Rabah Saleh a week later. This is a fucking mess, and it's a beautiful mess, and I can't wait, man. But with that said, man, let's go ahead and transition over to something that we like to do every week. Rod, let me get those red zone observations, my dude.
Red zone. All right, so this week, man, I don't have too many red zone thoughts, but I have a good three of them. My first red zone thought: Texans seem like a mid-ass team. Herbie, watching the Texans this season, listen, before the season started, I'm not a man who's going to act like I didn't say certain things. We're all wrong on our predictions. I was really high on CJ Stroud coming into the season. I said that he was going to win an MVP. You know, like I was really high on the Texans coming in, and they started off the year looking hot. But as I caught glimpses of them today on Red Zone while watching the Dolphins game, because I usually have Red Zone playing at the same time as the Dolphins game. I switch back and forth when the Dolphins game goes to commercial. I'm watching the Texans, Herb, and I'm thinking to myself, even with Will Levis trying to give away the game, because Will Levis threw another pick six. So, Will Levis can't stop being Will Levis, which is an average quarterback. But even with that, even with him trying to give away the games, the Texans still found a way to lose. The Texans played against a Lions team where Jared Goff legitimately had one of the worst games of his career. You throw 5 interceptions in a game, Herbie, it's one of the worst games, if not the worst game of your career. And the Lions, being the great team that they are, were still able to overcome that. Jared Goff was able to overcome that and beat them. The Texans, you're not supposed to allow that. You're supposed to be, this is supposed to be, you're a team that's going to win your division, right? There's no, like, literally, Herbie, for the Texans to lose the division, it would have to be a colossal collapse, which I don't see from them happening. But are they really a team that we're afraid of come playoff time? Like, who's gonna go into Houston and be afraid of CJ Stroud and what they've shown you this season? Who's gonna be afraid of that defense, which that whole team has been dealing with injuries? You had guys like Will Anderson out, Nico Collins, they just got him back. So they've been dealing with a lot of stuff, but they just haven't been the team that I thought they would be. And they just seem kind of mid right now, even though they're gonna be a division leader and likely get a home playoff game. My next red zone thought: Denver continues to roll when we need them to lose. We kind of spoke on Denver briefly. Bo Nix has looked good under Sean Payton. Denver has a top 5 defense. They have a decent running game, and they are a team. They have an easy schedule ahead of them, Herbie. And and when you think about it, a team with a defense like them, it's going to be hard pressed for them to lose, because it's going to take a couple of these bad teams to play above their level. And the Browns only seem to do that against their division rivals. The Browns don't do that against anybody else. So, and they're playing a whole bunch of other teams. They get the Chargers. They get some games that we could root for them and hope that maybe they'll falter. But I'm going to keep an eye on the Broncos and the Chargers, who I think they play tomorrow night. My last red zone thought that I didn't have too many this week. This wasn't a big week. My last red zone thought was the Commanders are losing steam, Herbie. They were a team that obviously Jaden Daniels has the rib issue, so he hasn't been as mobile as he was early in the season. The Commanders are kind of falling down to earth a little bit, but they have a bright future. I still think they're going to make the playoffs this year. They're going to make it. I think they're going to be one of the teams that gets in. I don't think they're going to win a division. I think Philly's going to take it. I don't even know who's winning that game right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Philly's up, because they've looked good. But the Commanders are losing steam. But if you're a Commanders fan, don't lose hope, because this season is the beginning of what I think is a run that could happen for years to come. And that's it for my red zone thoughts this week.
All right, man. And for me, normally this is a time where I say, you know what, it's my turn, and I say, who busts Herb's parlay? But nobody busts my parlay because I didn't put one. And I'm really hurt because I didn't put one because it was gonna be a player prop parlay. And then I seen everybody that I thought put up my player prop fucking score today. God damn it, I'm sick.
Herbie, that to
Jonathan
me,
Smith
that's the
scored.
worst,
Cortland
man.
Sutton scored. Jameer Gibbs scored. I can't do this. I just want to hit, man. What the ball, man? Like, come on, man. I've been seeing niggas all on DraftKings. I haven't seen niggas put $100 and turn it to $15,000. I just see somebody put $8 on a 24-leg parlay and even figure $500,000. God damn it! I could just why can't it be me? Why can't it be me?
Oh man!
All right, I'm sorry. I just
You had to get that out, bro. You had to get that out.
I just don't know why I can't be one of God's favorites when it comes to betting and putting parlays together, dog. Why?
Bruh.
When I see Cortland Sutton get 2 touchdowns, I'm like, come on, dog. Like,
Herbie, it's always when you don't bet. Like, I hate. Like, that's what brings you back. You be ready to quit, and then you'll have that week where you don't bet, and all the shit that you thought of, you're like, oh my God, I would have hit this week. I would have fucking hit. What is wrong with me?
Bruh,
No.
I've been seeing these parlays and these life-changing parlays. Just give me one shot. Like, one
Just
dude
one,
on Monday Night Football, bruh, he made $15,000 on $100 because he knew that the Texans was gonna beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys, dog. He put his money where his mouth was. He made $15,000 because of it. He had a 4-leg parlay with only Texan players on it, dog.
And that shit hit. Motherfucker.
And that shit hit. Bro, why can't it be one of his favorites, man? Why everything I pick, bro, it just instantly is done, bro. Like, first quarter, my shit's done, bro. Like, why? Like, am I really that bad at this shit? Clearly. All right, man. And before we get out of here, man, let's go ahead and preview the Monday night game for tomorrow, man. So I know you wanted to preview it. So what are your thoughts on it? What do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? It is a big game, bro. It is a division. It ain't a division game, but it's a conference game. It's for conference supremacy. It's for seeding. A lot is on the line. Ravens, Chargers. We have a surging Chargers team. We have a Ravens team that was just embarrassed and is looking to get revenge from last week from losing to the Browns. What do you feel about this game?
Well, Herbie, this is a game that both of these teams really need, right? For different reasons. I think the Ravens have to kind of keep pace with the Steelers for the division, right? I don't think the Ravens really want to have to go on the road in the playoffs. They kind of want to get as much home field advantage as they can get. You know, they have a tiebreaker over the Bills if the Bills can falter a little bit. So the Ravens want to get back on their feet. Lamar wants to get back on his feet. He's been the MVP front runner. I don't know how much has changed. It's between him and Josh Allen right now, I would say.
And Josh Allen is the better favorite right now. So
right,
a lot of things can change.
Yeah, a lot can change. And then on the other hand, Herbie, you know, we early in the season we were giving Justin Herbert shit, but he has quietly
I'm still giving that nigga shit. Fuck that, man. It's up for life, nigga. I don't give a fuck. It's up for life.
He's quietly playing.
Man, listen. That nigga took $800 from me, bro, because that nigga put up fucking 13 points against the Chiefs. It's up for life, dog.
I think it was 10. I don't even
10,
think it was 13.
10 to 16, nigga. They had to get 30, nigga. It's up for life. I'm never going for it, Rod. You can have that. You can say whatever you want. But as far as I'm concerned, it's up for life, nigga. It's up and it's stuck. Me and him. If I see that 6'6", 245 nigga, I'm punching him in his kneecap, dog, because I ain't tall enough to reach his mouth. It's up. It's up, bro. I'm sorry, dog, but go on. My bad, bro. My bad. Go on,
you good. You had to get out your system, dog. But listen, Justin Herbert's quietly having a really good year, and the Chargers have quietly been a pretty damn good team. And they kind of need this because, you know what? Nobody takes them fucking serious. Nobody takes the as good as they have the number 1 defense in football by points.
Nigga, nobody takes them serious. I'm sorry, Rod.
Nobody takes them serious
because they almost chargered last week. And the only reason they didn't charge her because the Bengals was on the other side of the fucking field, nigga. Hey man, fuck them, man. Fuck them, man. I'm sorry, Rod. I'm sorry. I just
Hey, you know
couldn't
what?
do-
Hey, no, you good because you know why? You good because the Chargers have bust so many of my tickets. Believing in the Chargers have bust so many tickets. I feel you. Like I'm good. I get it.
No,
I
but it is a
get
big game. It's a huge game, and all jokes aside, even though everything I said I meant 100%,
it.
they are surging, and there is an opportunity. Like one thing we have to do is put respect on Jim Harbaugh's name, dog.
Big
If he
facts.
goes to your program, your institution, your operation, whatever you want to call it, you're going to get a good football team. This man did it at Stanford. He did it with the 49ers. He won a championship with the Michigan fucking Ravens. And he instantly made the Chargers better.
Yep.
Like,
Dude, imagine they had Brandon Staley, who was supposed to be a defensive-minded coach, and they on that side of the ball, all the years he was there, they were never even they were at best a top 15 defense, maybe at one year. Like Herbie, Jim Harbaugh came and you immediately see the impact he has. The impact he has on the quarterback. Because Justin Herbert isn't just a dink and dunk guy anymore. He's actually taking shots downfield. You see the impact he had on the defense. He finally making use of guys like Khalil Mack and Derwin James and getting the most out of the players they have on that side of the ball. And they've been a team that they've only allowed more than 20 points once all season, and that was last week, to a top 5 offense. So, when you look at the position that Jim Harbaugh has put the Chargers in, and it's the Harbaugh Bowl, Herbie, you get Jim versus John, right? Once again, the two brothers meet, and they know each other. They have similar coaching styles, so I expect a really tough, fun game to watch. And if I were to give you like a winner of the game, I do believe that the Ravens are going to bounce back. I can't really see them having back-to-back losses, dog, especially when they know the importance of keeping pace with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even though they did lose, the Steelers are likely to win a bunch more of their games and hold that division lead if the Ravens can't come through. And the Chargers have a lot of leeway because they'll still be better than the rest of the teams in the wild card race. But in terms of the belief in them, in terms of even for them to beat a team like the Ravens, who are looked at as at one of the top teams in the AFC, this is a big game that they for sure want to have because they kind of want that recognition and to be vaulted up there, to be looked at as one of these teams that could maybe do something.
nah, for real, man. For real, man. I hear you. I hear everything you saying, and I appreciate it. Man, fuck them
But
niggas, bro.
fuck
It's
them.
up.
Fuck
It's
the
up.
Chargers.
It's up. It's up.
Fuck the Chargers.
Nigga, it's up. Nigga, Joe Alt, whatever, whoever, nigga. Motherfucking niggas that I can't even name on their wide receiver. Man, fuck it. It's up with them niggas, bro. It's up, man. I'm sorry. Some things, some beefs are finna be. That motherfucking steak is gonna be on that grill, nigga, till that shit is black as hell, nigga. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, dog. And with that, we will see y'all next week, man. Deuces. Phin Outta Water, Week 12 instant reaction show is done, man. Leave some comments, subscribe, comment, join. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. It's crazy.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Just a couple weeks ago, we was at 100. Now we finna be at 300. Then we finna be at 1,000 and 10,000. Hey, man.
It's going to keep rolling.
You know what
baby.
to do.
We're gonna keep
rolling, man. Appreciate everybody who's on. We will see y'all next week.